Okay, so problem number 3, and let's get started. Okay, so we're still on page 584, and we're going to continue with GED math, problem number 3. And again, you should have your book, so you should be able to follow along. Okay, so this particular problem, it reads, which of the following is equal to the expression below? And so what we're going to do is write the problem out, and you can follow along in your book. You have your book, and I told you really need the book to follow along. So let's write this out as it is in your book so we can work the problem. And as I said, what we wanted to do is make this so easy for you. We're going to work it out, and you can see what we're doing, and then if you need to rewind, fast forward, you can do that at your will. You have full unlimited access to this tutorial. Or actual video tutorial. I thought that was really the easiest way to do it. If we actually walk you through the problems, you can see what we're doing. We're discussing it, and you can, hear and see exactly how to work the problem out. So we're going to do all the different types of problems that you're going to encounter. Okay, so this reads, in parentheses, 3x plus 2y is multiplied to 5x negative 6y. So what you're going to do is use what we call for to distribute the terms, right? And that's F O I L. And some of you may or may not have had algebra before, or you may have forgotten. What for stands for is first, outer, inner, and last. And so that's what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to distribute the terms according to for, and here's how we do it. So the first term that I see first is 3 and an x. Alright, so let me get my red pen so you can see what I'm talking about. So this is a first term. This is a first term. See? First. First. Let's see. Inner. See, it's inner, and this is an inner. Then an outer. This is an outer. See, it's out to the left. And this is an outer term. Okay. So first, there we go. You see, and that's a first. Because I got out of order, I'll do it again. Outer. Outer would be this one, see? And the 6y is an outer, you see? Inner would be this one. And this is an inner, you see? Term. And last. This is a last of this expression, you see? And this is a last. Okay, so now let's distribute them down here. Let me color. So 3x is a first, and 5x is a first. So we have our first. I'm going to put a little mark so you can see it. It's my first. Okay. That's right. Okay, so then let's get our outer. And our outer is going to be (3x). It's an outer. And the outer is also, another outer is 6y. No, negative 6y. You see that? So you have to remember, so negative 6y. Alright, I was supposed to, I'm sorry, put that plus here. Yep. See, that's my first, that's my outer, and let's put that there. You don't have to put the F's in there, but I'm just putting so you can see it. First, outer. Now, my inner terms. So we're going to put a plus sign there. And the inner is a 2y. That's an inner term. And 5x is an inner. Okay, so we have our inner. I mean, just, you don't have to do this, but I'm doing it so you can see it. I'm just put a little I there, and you'll know that's an, these two are inner. Alright, and then let's put a little plus sign here for what? The last. Okay? Two y. So you don't think that's an x, okay? Oh, all right. Don't do me like that. All right, it's okay. We'll put it back. 2y, and we're gonna close that off. And negative 6y. All right. Close that off. Okay, so we've distributed all the terms, and we're going to put a little L so you can see it. So that's the first step. Now that we have these, we're going to carry out the operations or the calculations. So 3x times 5x. And we know 3 times 5 is 15. Oh, you know, I want to, let's use the red for correction, so we'll use blue. So 3 times 5, see, 15. But remember, we have an x and x, so then it's going to be 15 what? X squared. And then the next one is, now this is a negative term. How do we know? Because a positive times a negative is the result will be negative. So then we have to have a negative here, right? So 3x times 6, a negative 6y is going to give us 3 times 6 is 18. So that's going to be a negative 18. What? Negative 18 what? XY. Okay. Next term is see, this is our inner 2y times a 5x, and we know both of those are positive because I told you positive numbers will either have a plus sign or it has no sign, but if it's negative, it have to have the negative sign. So 2y times 5x is going to give us a plus 10 x y. Okay. And then let's do our last term, the L. So we have a positive 2y and a negative 6y. And I just told you, anytime you multiply a positive times a negative, the result is going to be what? Negative. So 2y times negative 6y is going to give us a negative 12. And then look what happens. Negative 12 what? There are two y's, so we're going to have a negative 12 what? Negative 12y squared, right? And some people say square, and you'll hear some people say to the second power. Means the same thing. If this was a 3, we would call it cube. Or some people would say to the third power. Okay, now that we have this. Okay, so we've distributed and then we carried out the calculations. So now what I want you to do here, you're going to combine like terms. So let's write that here, combine. That's the next step. Okay, for the sake of time, I said it and you saw the row. So you're going to combine like terms. So what terms are like? Well, there's only one 15 or x term, right? But there's a xy here and there's a 10xy. So those look alike. So we can combine those, and we can combine them by adding them, right? So you got a negative 18 and a positive 10. Negative 18xy and a plus 10xy, you add them together and take the one with the largest sign, right? So the result will take on the larger sign symbol is what I mean. Okay, so the result should be, don't want to use that. I want to use blue. That's red is for my correction. So you're going to have a negative 8. I'm just doing this one first. We're going to bring down the 15 squared. Negative x, y. And what we did is negative 18xy and a positive 10xy leave you negative 8. 10 from 18, right? Let's bring this on down. 15. Because there's nothing to combine. There are no terms like this one. X squared. Alright. And since we've done, let me use my little red and you'll see. Let's just strike out. We've done this one. Alright, we brought it down. We've done this one. Okay, we brought it down. And now all that's left is a negative 12y. There's nothing to combine this, so guess what? It just comes down. Like I said, I want to make this super easy for you to understand because you can actually see me doing it and you hear what I'm saying. So all we did is brought that down, right? And guess what? That's your answer. There you go. That's the answer.